Hey, happy Saturday, everybody. hmm I'm finishing up my plate, but why did I just get the videos and see the talks about how 50 Cent done pop Clarissa? You know, Clarissa Shields, aka the GWOAT. Now, if you don't know, let me take these few last bites and I'm gonna bring you up to speed real quick. hmm Y'all had a good day today? I had a good day too. My friend girl called me this morning. You know, the one who I helped her. She called me and we went over there and popped her boyfriend, or I guess I should say her husband. hmm We gave him a little something, something for cheating. She called me today. She told me that she found a place. It's affordable. He is paying her, begging her, kissing her butt to come back. But she said she good. She gonna stay where she at, and I commend her for that. So that was a little bit of good news. But today I kind of hung out at home. I got up, I did my usual, and then I went back to bed. Take this last bite, and I'm gonna tell y'all what happened. So, 50 Cent jumped up and popped Clarissa, right? hmm He came out and told the world that Clarissa had been cheating on Papoose. hmm So y'all know 50. He is petty, petty, petty. And if I didn't know no better, hmm, I would think he was a part of the community. He's so messy. hmm Well, apparently, the first time he dropped that watered down tea, that little tea that said, she shouldn't be talking shit because she's a cheater. And you know what? We knew from a few of her crash outs, we knew she wasn't the smartest pen in the book. We knew she wasn't. We watched her crash out, we watched her, pretend like Pap was doing all of the things. We watched her defend a man that I have yet to see defend her. So we know, excuse me, we know why she got hands and why she got paws and feet and all of that. What she ain't got is too much sense. We know she not too bright. But here's the deal. I say she walked into that trap with 50, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you say or do something that 50, excuse me, deems, I don't know, stupid, reckless, irresponsible, we know that a lot of times he'll have something to say. But we know that when it comes to 50, we know that he is one of the messiest of the messy bunch. So if 50 say something about you or get started on you, it's probably in your best interest to, girl, just let him be. Whatever he said, it ain't that important, it ain't that serious, girl, let him alone. Because if you leave him alone, then he know you're not interested and you don't want to play because you're not responding. But if you just so happen to respond to him and you got a little bit of tea that you want to throw to the world to let them know that you ain't scared and you can pop your shit too and whoop de whoop de whoop, then what you've done is you have accepted his invitation. You just gave him an RSVP to his invitation of exposure. Because we know when 50 go low, we know that he's baiting you. It's a tactic. It's a trick that the flowers and the insects and the bugs and stuff use. Predatory animals, we know that's a trick of the trade on how they get their food, how they trick something to coming up to get a taste when in reality he is the monster waiting to eat them alive. We know this now because she's slow, she ain't figured it out. So let's get into it. When he said something the first time, it was weak sauce. She should have let it go. That was after she was exposed for lying and saying that Papoose had went and bought her that big ass travel bag and all of the things when she must have forgot. She went live and we watched her go and buy that stuff. And then have him to walk in and act like he bought it for her and he bringing it to her like he's spending money La Vida Loca when he's just your manager. He's only getting what, 10, maybe 20% of her earnings. But she want to make it seem like he just spinning, spinning, spinning when we know Tasha K done already put the tea out there on the streets that him and his wife is having problems with the tax people. And remember, I done told y'all that on more than one occasion, and I believe the other night I reminded you, half of your favorite people that you see living La Vida Loca, they really are broke because when they was getting all that money, instead of them taking their time and having an accountant, right, that was helping them and filing their taxes and doing all of the things, those people was not reporting all of that money, or they weren't taking the necessary deductions, whatever it was, they wasn't handling their business. So now they're in a tax debt. And we know that Tasha K put it out there that him and Remy sought Clarissa out as an easy target so that they could get her to foot the tax bill, right? Well, anyway, she mouthed off and she said something that must have hurt 50 Curtis's feelings because he took a breath. And I'm going to tell you, I really believe he got investigators out here watching and digging into people's lives. And I really believe that when those investigators come back with some juicy information, he sits on it and waits on an opportune time to pick at them so that he can flash that shit out. But hey, I done got off traffic. Let me get back to the story. Anyway, he got quiet after she said her little 1-2. He got quiet for a minute. Well, when he decided he was going to come back and speak on the way he said was, she cheated on Pap, right? That she was messing with a married man and she shouldn't be, tripping if he's still over there spending the Christmas holidays with his wife and his family and his kids, or spending his birthday and whoop, 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 whoop. She didn't have a lot to say at first, but then as more and more stuff started coming up, people were showing how she was basically still trying to be a Remy Ma wannabe, because now you're copycatting her, you buying clothes like her, you getting your hair fixed like her, you buying the jewelry like her. Now all of a sudden you done got into the furs. And again, Tasha K has put it out there that, Clarissa has long been a fan of Remy's, and they done already leaked the messages that she sent to Remy many, many years ago when Remy and Pap was together. So we know that she has an infatuation of sorts with looking and emulating Remy Ma. The fact that she got her man must have been an exciting assignment for her, because she is just absolutely cuckoo over it. But whatever she said to 50 that last time, I said about 50, must have been the crack that broke the crop. Because, baby, 50 came back and said, hey, not only is you cheating with homeboy. And I don't even remember the nigga name. I don't remember. I don't know nothing about him. I ain't never heard nothing about him. I did get a chance to see him just a few minutes ago. And I mean, it ain't nothing spectacular, but I will tell you, if you cut his hair down low and pull that hair from the forehead back a little bit, he could be a papoose point 0.000250. He could be a papoose lookalike if you doctored him, and I'm sure somebody gonna do an AI image and make it look like it. But anyway, she must have finally decided to say something, and it must have hurt Curtis's feelings because Curtis came out and named the man at this time and said, "This is who you messing with behind Papoose back." Now listen, when somebody done put your tea on the street like that and you know you guilty of the motherfucker, you know it. Ain't no need in saying nothing. Ain't no need in being mad. Ain't no need in trying to take evasive action when you should have been taking evasive action on somebody else. But neither here nor there. Just go ahead on and take a back seat, shut the fuck up, and go on about your business. Because if somebody done popped your tea because you wasn't strong enough to pop it, it ain't nothing for you to say in response. Well, she haven't learned that yet. So she don't know when to shut up and leave it alone. And apparently she really don't know how Curtis really is a petty diva. She don't know. And I don't know where her team at and why her team don't tell her, girl, stop responding to these people. You are a millionaire. You are a world-renowned boxer. You're at the top of your game. You know, you're already in cahoots with a married man. Like, girl, fall back, fall back. You trying to be on the front line. You want to be seen and heard out. Like, I don't know why her team not telling her to fall back and be quiet. But anyway, she about to learn now because she decided she was going to get up and pop that thing on Curtis. But instead of her popping it on Curtis, she went on to try to pop her shit, talking about she ain't did this, whoop, 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 whoop. Well, wait, bitch, you must ain't thought very clearly. Because you really was messing with this man. And apparently you didn't get a reading for how he felt about you. And apparently this man, who I guess he's a rapper of sorts, he really got a thing for Clarissa. Like, he really is into her, and he don't care nothing about Papoose and what her and Papoose got going on. But when she got up and popped her shit talking about this, that, and the third, she hurt Lil Main feelings. So now he done got up and he done snitched her out. He done dropped the video and he done put the shit out on the internet. Yeah, I'm that nigga. Yeah, I'm messing with her. Matter of fact, I was sitting right next to her when Pap FaceTimed her and she was talking to him, and then he proceeds to drop the video. Hey, sassy. Hey, mama. Well, be safe. Drive safe, baby. Drive safe. Listen, finally, it took real embarrassment on her part to get her to shut the fuck up. It took finding out that somebody she enjoys spending time with is hurt. Now they putting your shit on blast. Now Clarissa is quiet as a sleeping baby. Clarissa out eating. She got her head down. The people got on camera saying, "Girl, why you so quiet? Girl, what's wrong? Girl, what's wrong? What's happening? Why you ain't popping your..." Clarissa ain't got nothing to say today, y'all. So I guess now she's quiet because if somebody is not helping her to recalibrate how all of this shit went down and what it means to her today and how does it affect her life today, then she's still reeling and trying to figure it out. Here's the deal. 50 just fucked you over and you helped him too because all you had to do was shut up and let him talk whatever he was going to talk. You know how 50 is. You know what I'm saying? Leave him alone. Let him say whatever he's going to say and don't say nothing. It's not a matter of you being scared or not. But when you know you got skeleton bones in your closet, ain't no need in inviting him to come and open the closet door. That's all I'm saying. Now she gotta figure out. So now old boy mad at me. He done got up and let the world know that yes, I was cheating on Pap with him. Now, apparently, she is not as interested in him as she is in Pap. And the question is, does he still give a damn about her now that he done put her shit out there? Because, you know, he was talking a little bit of shit. He was saying, you know, yeah, you was talking that shit about blah, 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 but yeah, it was me. I was right there. He dropped the T and said, yeah, but what you got to say now? So now it sound kind of like homeboy feelings is hurt a little bit because you dismissed him. You act like he wasn't worthy enough of discussing or talking about, or the way you got up there and tried to act like 50 was lying and how you wasn't seeing nobody and you and old boy, y'all just friends, y'all cool, y'all wasn't doing. See, you wasn't supposed to speak on him at all, but because you don't know when to shut up, you hurt his feelings. So now he mad at you. Now Pap about to be mad at you. And your ex don't want you no more. Because when he tried to get in and get a little clout, he got shut down. So now you about to be solo dolo. But now here's the tea. Here's the real conversation. What is Pap gonna do? What is Pap gonna say? Because you ain't been with Pap now in the last 48 hours. Y'all ain't filmed. We ain't heard you. We ain't seen you. We ain't seen Pap. Everything been on the hush hush for the last 48 hours. So we know Pap is a little upset. We know he hurt because he been sitting in the fool seat since he started messing with her. Right? But like his wife has told us, Pap is broke. Pap ain't got no money. So now Pap, it's time for him to really think about what his next move should be, because he's only getting money because homegirl got him slated as her manager, and again he's getting 20% plus everything else that she's doing. He's flying on her dime while she hollering about he paying for everything. I guess she think we stupid. She really the slow one. He's getting a check from her fights. He's getting a check from everything that she is involved with. He's flying from city to city, state to state. He's traveling with her. They going on vacations. They spending time together. All he has to do is be there and be the gentleman that we know he is. But now his feelings is hurt. And you know Remy not finna let that ride. You know Remy finna be kikiing and cacaing and laughing and talking shit about both of them. So he's definitely in a compromising situation. It's kind of like, what does he need to do? He need to just come on to work every day like what he been doing and shut the fuck up. Ain't no need in tripping on it. If he got somebody out there that he's seeing, he should continue to see them on the low and do what he do. But he need his job. He need this money, so he need to shut the fuck up and go ahead on and keep playing his part with Clarissa and act like everything is cool. He can play the mad game a little bit and see if she gonna beg and if she gonna plead. We know she is because we've watched her lie on Pap. We've watched her. We've watched all the games and the tricks and how she wants to compare herself to Remy. We've seen it. So we know she gonna beg him to stay. We know she don't want him to leave because getting him to mess with her was her greatest achievement and not boxing. We know this. So it'll be interesting to see, you know, how he's gonna handle it, how he's gonna play it out. But right now, the internet is up her ass because, girl, why you so quiet? Why you ain't got nothing to say? Why you not talking shit? Because old boy done put you out there now and just let it be known, just confirmed everything that 50 said. So now, if you don't speak soon, Remy gonna speak and wake all y'all asses up because it is funny. It is funny. I like Clarissa as a boxer. I commend her on the accomplishments that she's made. I'm not mad at her because, she thought she fell in love with a married man. I'm not, mad at her for that, and I'm not judging her behind that. She decided that she wanted to be involved with him, knowing that he had a wife and a baby, and she didn't care, and that's fine. But to say that now she want to have a baby by him and do all of this, we've watched Pap. Pap has given us sign after sign after sign that he barely holding on. Like he really don't want to be there, but he ain't got no other way to get no money. So now, if you notice now, Pap done dropped the diss track on 50. Listen, Pap trying to find a way to get the hell away from the woke. That's how I see it, and I could be wrong as two left shoes. But I feel like Pap looking for a way out. But Pap needs them dollars. Pap needs a job. Pap needs some income. And if he leaves Clarissa, I don't know where he gonna get it from. Cause what woman wants to be with a broke down ass man who ain't got shit? Well, duh, you know. What woman who's looking for something in life, working towards something in life, aiming towards something in life, want to deal with a nigga like that, and he's still married? So don't nobody want to get infected into that triangle. Your average person wouldn't. So I would think that, Clarissa still wants to be with Pap, but Pap gonna still have to buckle down and play that game like he really care and he really love. We've seen him snatch away from her. We've seen him deny to give her a piece of his birthday cake. We've seen him deny her kisses that she's asked for. We've seen him refuse to answer questions that she's asked him directly. She doesn't even know when to stop. She's still a kid at heart. She don't know when to stop. She doesn't even recognize she the one holding all the power and the juice in her hand in her pocket. She can't even see that. But the fact that when Pap came in, she instantly made him her manager, that just showed how weak and pussy that she was. You so hungry for some meat that you would do anything to get him and keep him. Well, go ahead on, dum dum, cause he's spending your fucking money. So I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Now, if she was a real bitch, she would stand up and admit her shit and say, "Hey, we cool like that on a different type of level, but we not messing around like that." But she know before she speaks, she gonna have a talk with homeboy and get him to back the fuck off. Because here is the deal: if homeboy was spending money on her, breaking her off and giving her money, and she was low key passing that money to Pap to keep him happy, she can't afford to upset him. But she's also got to sit down and have a conversation with him about his place. He gonna have to stay in his place, and apparently he doesn't know where his place is. So that tells me that Clarissa don't know how to cheat. She can't keep her men in order. We know you don't want to be by yourself. We can see that, duh. We watching you look a damn fool out here in the public, and you running around thinking that it's all that in a cup of gravy. We know. But you got to get your men in check some kind of way. Was you telling homeboy shit to make him think you was gonna leave, pal? Cause why is his feelings hurt because you said y'all ain't like that? Apparently he wants you and Pap to break up. But where is your real benefit? Because if you love Pap more than you love him, and apparently you do, you got to decide how it's going to play. And you're going to have to talk to some of your friends because apparently you can't figure it out by yourself. Somebody going to have to teach you and tell you. Now, to Nicki Minaj. Mm, mm, mm. Nicki. Well, the girls done said that Nicki is in a bit of a pickle with her and Don Juan, and I don't know exactly what the pickle is. I'm gonna have to look into it yet because it doesn't make sense what I was told. I haven't really been watching Nikki. I don't even think I've seen any posts, any social media posts with her. So I'm totally out of the loop with whatever's going on with Nikki. The last time I seen or heard something about Nikki, she was, I guess, had went to the White House or something, and her and Don Juan was talking and best friends and all of the things, but the people were saying that she was trying to get in goody goody with him so that ICE wouldn't get her and take her back to Trinidad. But that was a while ago. And then the next thing you know, I heard Don Juan speaking on her and bragging about how beautiful she was and all of the things, but I didn't really know what was going on. I was listening at work, so I don't know the context, but um, I've heard that she is really going through some things over there with her family, with her house, with financial struggles, but apparently now that all of the bones are falling out of the closet, out of Jay Z's closet, apparently now is a good time for her to stand up and go ahead on and finish speaking her truth because it's a chance now she can get the money that she claimed Jay Z been owing her. Yeah, the files apparently are gonna be a plus for her. It's gonna get her the money that she been mad about. So good for her on that. I saw a little bit about the woman who went and shot up Rihanna's house. Rihanna, of course, has gotten her family out of the house. I'm guessing they're headed back to Barbados. I'm not sure. I've been getting bits and pieces of it. Have been hitting the timeline, but we definitely know that they have evacuated the home. We know that the lady is potentially going to get a life sentence. Her and her man were infatuated with Rihanna. This was some concocted plan that they put together to, go against her. And I don't know what they thought they was gonna get from it, but glad they got her. I was about to ask you what you think about the Rihanna's house. You know, oh man, so it's a little difficult for me to really speak on that because Riri is on the hit list, sassy. hmm Riri is in the files. Riri is on the hit list. Riri's body doubles have already been out. Listen, I you, I have to be careful what I say. So what I did today is I put a post on my community wall where the man was telling y'all that he was a part of the ERP program, which is Elite Replacement Program. And he sat down and he laid out, right? He laid out how they get them, how they pick them, how they groom them, how they take them through surgery. They work on their face, their body, all of the things, how they slide them in. They send them to this place. They're in there together. They watching their mannerisms, learning how to speak like them. Some of them even get work done so that they sound just like and I'm gonna be doing a little bit more digging on that, but when I talk more on that, we probably gonna have to be on X. But I will say I like Rihanna. I always have. I like her music. Like many others, I've questioned why y'all want to throw up spit out all these kids. And now, when it's about time for everybody to go over to Gitmo and take accountability for what y'all was involved in, everybody that's done laid up and spit kids out every year after y'all on the hit. Come on now. Nikki, Ree, Bay, Angelina, come on now. All of them. I said, well, maybe they're trying to leave their legacy behind before God call them to glory. I don't know. But I felt it was definitely a distraction. It was something to, I don't know. I don't know why, what it is that they don't want us to see. They don't want us to hear. Because peep this. The people is putting up old videos talking about, oh, this blew up in California. Oh, this blew up over here. This blew up over there. This blew. The only thing that blowed up in the last 24, 48 hours was the tanker truck in Kentucky, a few miles outside of Ohio. And here's the deal. The people tried to tell y'all and act like it was some type of a terrorist situation. They had a fucking wreck. The truck and a car crashed, and the truck had gas on it, gasoline tanker. Duh, what do you think? If a gas tanker hit anything, 9 times out of 10, if it ain't no gas in there, it ain't nothing, it got nothing to do but blow up, right? And it's a sign of physics, and I didn't take physics. I wouldn't have been good in physics anyway. But let's talk about it. Everybody is scared of a gas tanker on the freeway. It has flammable signs all over it, hazardous signs. I mean, all kind of red, yellow, all kind of warnings. So everybody don't nobody want to drive next to the tanker truck on the freeway, right? Here is where the education and the fear lies. Everybody feel like, oh my God, if something happens to the truck, we're goners. No, 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 no. If the truck is full of petroleum, you safe. As if that motherfucker done emptied the truck. If he done emptied the truck and ain't nothing in the tank, bitch, that's when you in trouble. Why? Ain't nothing in it. Ain't nothing in it but fumes. See? That's why they tell your ass don't smoke at the gas station, bitch. It's not the liquid that's flammable, bitch. It's the fumes. So when the gas truck is driving and he have an accident and the truck empty, well, okay, there it is. And mind you, no truck is ever drained completely empty. There is always some residual in that tank. It don't matter what it is. Milk, water, gas, pee, whatever they hauling, it is never completely empty. So that's what happened. On social media, they have images flying around of buildings, planes, all type of stuff going on. And if you get in the comments, the people telling you that shit happened in 2025. That shit happened back in 1998. Oh, that happened back in 2013. The people are letting y'all know they playing with y'all head. They trying to scare you. They're trying to make you go into a panic for fear of what's coming and what's happening around you. Listen, they said, I believe that woman lit that girl's house up. The truck had an accident. The train had an accident. What else? What else was real that happened? I think for the most part, that's all of the real stuff. The rest of it fake. Why is so much fake stuff coming out now? Well, let's see if we can get into it without getting shut down. So apparently, I didn't know Don Juan had been over here talking to the peoples. I didn't know he had been talking shit. I hadn't seen him. I hadn't watched him. But here's the thing. Apparently, he went over there and he hit up. He took out a very special place over there in Iran, and Iran is very upset about it. Um, the whole. Wait a minute. Let me get it. 243 countries are upset about it. It is true and recent that those countries are now giving a warning to their people. Stay your ass out from over there. That's what I heard them say. I heard them say, keep your ass out from over there in America. They don't trust us. They president is this, that, and the third. They done said all kind of things. They done put bans, travel bans, telling the people we ain't flying that way. So I don't know how you gonna get there because we ain't taking you. Now, this is 243 other countries, including the EU, the UAE, like all of these people. Some of those people are over there in the midst of the fight that is going on, and others are not. The people in Canada, they're standing up pumping their chest like a silverback gorilla talking mad shit to the people. They don't give a damn about us. They don't do this. They don't do that. We not fooling with none of them. And they mentioned that RFK, I guess, I don't know what he changed the colors on the CDC sign or something. I don't know what apparently he done that pissed them off. Well, now they don't want to be associated with, affiliated with. They don't want to have to depend on the Centers for Disease and Control. So now Canada wants to get over with the EO. I don't know who the EO is. They want to join somebody else's World Health. I think it's World Economic Forum or something like that. WEF maybe. I don't know, but they want somebody else to be telling them about pandemics and epidemics and diseases and stuff. They don't trust the CDC no more, and they're saying that they're not fooling with us. They don't want to import, export. They not buying nothing. They not selling nothing for. They got pissed off when they told them about the liquor, and they went in there and destroyed all of the alcohol and everything. They kind of cut us off, so they didn't want to have nothing to do with us. And there are many other countries saying that they won't be exporting and importing to us. And I only saw this today. Last night I told y'all this could be a wake up call. If we're not going to be able to get our merchandise and different things from other countries, maybe this is a prime time for a lot of y'all to pick up your talent and put it to good use, put it to work, start a business. You know what I'm saying? You cannot imagine how quickly you could potentially grow. We know what's going on on the food side of things. They said that they've passed some. I don't know if it's a bill or a law, but now they have said that the all of the foods can come be made from plants and 3D printers now, and they done told everybody to do it. So now the people are telling you when you go to the grocery store what to look for on the ingredients when you're buying meat. They've been telling us for the last 5 or 6 years what ingredients to look for with your cereal and your other foods and edibles and things that you buy from the grocery store. They've been telling us for as long as you know as long as it's been happening, but nobody's really been paying attention, and that's unfortunate. um, that is really unfortunate. You know, I feel like we have been put in a situation to where everybody is mad at us for what Don is doing, and now everybody is holding us accountable for what Don is doing. What I mean when I say that is y'all say y'all people can't come over here, and y'all telling us don't bring our ass over there. We not welcome. That's what's going on. Um, and it's kind of like, so now what are you saying? Are you saying that the citizens of America or of the citizens of the U.S. are trapped in America because y'all all mad with Don Juan? I sat up and I listened to the people talk about the oil situation and different things, but this is when I tune in the hardest, because this, what we're going through right now, is something that was planned 3 and 4 years ago, and y'all wouldn't understand because y'all wasn't down in them damn files with me and my sister 3 or 4 years ago when we was learning all of the things that was going on, and we learned when Don was here the first time. We saw, read, deep dive. We learned everything that he put in place before he left. Peep this. He put a lot of shit in place before he left office the first time. Now he's back 4 years later, and shit is already set up so that as he continues down this pathway to Nasara Jasara, as people react, respond, as certain things come out, it activates automatically. Them triggers that he set up when he was here 6 years ago, bam. They do this, bam. When they do that, bam. Okay? Let's talk about how long they've been hollering about election interference. How long have they been fussing about it? Let's be real. We're 2 years into one. Sleepy Joe was here four, that's six. And then 4 years before that was the fight with Don and Hillary. So you might as well say for 10 years, election fraud, voter election has been on the table, has been discussed and been talked about. When Don lost, a lot of shit came out in the open. The states was trying to get the judges and stuff to do recounts, validate. They was doing all of the things that they could to try to show the world exactly how it went down. And the judges didn't want to listen. They didn't want to admit nothing. But now look at what's happening now. Here we are 6 years later. What's happening now? Everything is coming to a forefront. But once it came to the forefront, it automatically triggered what they call it the dead man switch. So certain things automatically went into place. As soon as they said, oh my God, look at all of these bad uh, voting, these bad ballots, boom, a trigger went off. And it started something, right? They said, okay, so now if you want to vote, you got to be able to do this. You got to prove this. You got to bring your passport, your license. It's a trigger. You know, people was mad when he said, okay, we got to kick all the illegal aliens out of here. People thought that was just a response to Joe opening the borders. No, it wasn't just a response to that. It was activation of something that had started 10 years ago. But because y'all wasn't down there in underground with us watching and listening and reading and studying, you can't see it. So now that everybody is mad at us and all of the things are going on and the man said they trying to, what did he say, they trying to destroy the rest of the files. This was the man that was talking about they have a third leader that's about to be activated in Iran. And he said that this bully is only trying to destroy the rest of the files. See, even they not being truthful while they up talking and doing all this talking. Because some of us know we not trying to destroy them. We want them. We asked for them nicely. Y'all wouldn't give them to us. So now here we are. We want them, and we want all of them because we need all of them to do what we got to do with the rest of the people over here that ain't been got. See, now the stuff is slowly coming to a head. Now y'all can see and revisit and think about some of the stuff I was trying to tell y'all before I lost my channel. They didn't want me telling y'all. They still don't want us talking about it. But now the shit is just out here. Everybody is talking about it, and it is what it is. But here's the thing. Um, I see, I can understand a little bit about where they're going, and some of it I don't understand, and maybe it's the way that they're going about it that is bothering me so bad. I'm not really sure, but I will say this. I would love for you to give me my 40 acres and a mule. I would love to have the money that is supposed to put us all on equal level. I want very much to get out of California. Um, I would love very much to be in a rural area of my home where I plan to move when it's right before it's retirement time. And I want to be left alone. I'm not gonna do no real ID. I'm not gonna do none of that shit they talking about. I'm not gonna ever participate in it. And if this movie turns into the Demolition Man, and hell, I'm gonna be underground with a whole bunch of folks. I don't wanna play the point thing. I don't want someone having full control over my life, watching everything I do, listening to everything I say, and making a decision to punish me because of it. I don't want to do that. I'll let the other folks go ahead on and fall in that trap. Um, it is um, amazing to see the reactions, the things that are happening. Now here come Miley Cyrus. She done had her ass over in Dubai for I don't know how many years. She done went over there with a man, came and got a baby and everything. Now she done just showed up back in America talking about, okay, I'm back and I'm finna start back singing and I got some movies going on. Now I'm back now. I'm ready to get back to work. Why? Why are you ready to come back and get back to work, Miley? Hmm? Miley, you know your name is on the list, so all I can do is speculate because the wheels are spinning. Who in their right mind will come home to go to prison or worse, find yourself 6 feet below dirt? Who will come home for that? So the only thing that would make sense to me struggling in the underground for the last 6 years is they had to find a way to punish you in public because apparently you've been gone too. See, Michelle just got gone about 2 or 3 weeks ago, but Barack been gone. Hillary been gone. Bill been gone. So the facade with the testimonies and the court hearings and the depositions and all of this, these are your clones. These are your body doubles. These are the fakes that are acting on script as everything is uncovered. And I've told you before, I've always asked, why don't they just go on and tell the people? Well, I guess you can't let somebody know. You can't stand up and announce to somebody you coming after them because now you give them a chance to defend themselves, run away, escape, hide, or whatever the case may be. So you have to sneak up on them. So I guess if the world had found out straightforward before now, a whole bunch of things would not have happened because they would have probably been destroyed to keep anybody from getting them. So, for the people who don't know why we really over there fighting with Iran, I've said it on more than one occasion that it is what it is. Homeboy tried to tell y'all, but he flipped the script and made it seem like something different. The Strait of Horus or whatever the damn gates in the water is over there, they done shut them down and they trying to shut the other one down. So, what does that mean? Well, it already means we screwed on what's coming in and out of the United States. We pretty much screwed. We know that now. Now the question is, what are you going to do to counteract it? What are you going to do right now to survive it? Because the people done said it'll be September before we feel the pinch over here. So that means one of a few things. You got between now and September to go somewhere where the food is plentiful, or you got between now and September to figure out how you're going to survive, what you have lined up to survive when we start to feel the pinch over here, when we start to feel food shortages, when the gas prices start to explode, go to a record high. What are you prepared and planned and ready to do to, do what you got to do? Because if you're driving back and forth to work, like where I work at, I can't ride a bike, I can't ride a scooter. I could catch public transit, but where the bus lets me off, there is no other way to get to work but to walk or call an Uber because there are no buses where I work. They're not in the neighborhood. So that leaves you with a bit of a situation. So for me, it would be easy for me to get an electric bike, right? I can ride the bike around the corner to the bus stop, catch the bus, ride it all the way to the job, and I have about a mile from the bus stop to the job, and I can just ride the bike up the street for a mile, get out. So that's how I could get back and forth to work. In terms of food and vegetables and things like that, we got a big yard in the back. We already got vegetables and plants and fruits and shit growing back there, so we can just broaden the yard. We can make more space for other things. So I have a place where I can grow my own vegetables. Seasonings and things like that, I don't know. It sounds like I would probably be forced to use chilies and make chili powder and certain peppers and stuff is what I would have to use for seasonings because, well, I did a whole story on where the seasonings come from and natural flavoring is beaver booty juice. We know that, so I think I'm good on that. And public transportation ain't it right now in LA? In public transportation ain't it right now in LA? Oh, okay, I got it. I had to read it again. Um, Well, I tell you, apparently up in LA they cutting up. They been up there tearing up shit. They been protesting. They up there fighting. They getting arrested. They getting beat down. People getting their eyes blowed out with the little pop guns, and it's all kind of shit going on in LA right now. And uh that bank, that US bank is up there in LA. I'm not in LA, Sassy. Thank you, Jesus. I'm nowhere near LA. I'm in the opposite direction of LA. God is good. It's not to say that I'm in a protected area or that, I'm in an area that's safe that I don't have to worry. I have to worry about everything because it is usually never one spot that they hit. They always hit like tornadoes. They might hit here, 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 you know, and whatever. But I do think I'm in a better place than what I would have been. I'm not even in LA County. I'm not even in the county of LA. That's how far out I am. So the transportation and everything down here is much, much different than LA. Back when Kool-Aid was going on, you know what I'm talking about when I say Kool-Aid. Back when the Kool-Aid was going on back in the 2020s and whatnot, LA was shut down. The whole county of LA was shut down. And what restaurants had to be to go only, pack up all your tables and chairs. Can't nobody even sit down to wait, bitch. Stand to the side. Your meal will be ready in a minute and get the fuck out. Like it wasn't nowhere you couldn't go out to eat. It had to be pick up, deliver only. The movie theaters closed down. A lot of little spots closed down. Starbucks closed they inside down. You had to go to the drive-through. A lot of coffee spots was able to close their inside, and they would make you either go through the drive-through or you'd have to walk up to the walk-up window. But they were not allowing any human beings inside the establishment at all. That was what was going on in LA. Down here, my people was popping it. We was doing whatever the fuck we wanted to do. We was going to the movies. We was going shopping. We was going out to eat. We was getting drunk, having liquor. We was going to the football game. Going to the bar to watch the football game, watch the fights, watch the bat. Like we was down here living La Vida Loca. We wasn't having no problems. We wasn't having all of that stress that they was having up there. And I didn't even know how to act. That's why I keep my butt away from downtown. They do too much. They do. How about stand outside until you, or exactly, Sassy, exactly. So LA they was really going through it. They were really going through it. But down here, my people are a little bit more laid back, not so tight, not so strict. Um, it just was a different vibe. It was a different vibe altogether. And the bad part about it is during the Kool-Aid era, if y'all remember, we talked about we talked about something that was in the Kool-Aid. I got to keep it together. Something that was in the Kool-Aid, right? And the something that was in the Kool-Aid was something that is hazardous to your health. Um, and the stuff that was in the Kool-Aid, it was going to cause you problems. It was designed to act or react a certain way when they hit the switch, right? So if and when they hit that switch, Everybody who drank consistently from the Kool-Aid would be affected because that was the whole purpose. That was the whole purpose of the Kool-Aid. That was the whole purpose of telling people they didn't have no choice but to drink the Kool-Aid. Was so that you would be on the front line when the switch is flipped. So if and when that day comes, I'll lose my whole family in California. Oh, girl. Mm, it's painful to talk about. I will lose a large part of my family. Because nobody didn't want to hear it. When I kept saying, wait a minute, y'all, hold on. Hold on, don't be so quick. Wait a minute, just wait a minute. Let me get to the bottom of what is going on with this Kool-Aid. Something is not right. I tried to tell them. I brought documents. I tried to show them. I tried to talk. Nobody didn't want to listen. Nobody didn't want to believe. Nobody didn't want to research. Something happened 2 years ago, and I thought my mom was gone. Maybe it was 3 years ago, and I thought she was gone. And then it was my sister and my brother, and I was petrified. I just knew it was the Kool-Aid that was doing it, but I didn't have no way to check. I didn't have no way of knowing. I couldn't prove it. All I could do was fall back because at the end of the day, they told us if your people drinking that Kool-Aid, stay away from them. They contagious. It is contagious to the touch. There will be no kissing, no rubbing, no skin to skin contact. When I get to my mom's, them I kiss my sister, my mom, them on the forehead, on the cheek. Don't do it. It's contagious. It can be passed on. You need to continue to wear your mask. I can't wear a mask more than 10 minutes and then I've been passed out. My asthma pump don't work, none of that. So that wasn't an option. So all I could do was pray, and I tried my best to kind of fall back. It's a little different. It's a little difficult doing that when that's just something you've done all your life. When I sat up and heard that man talking the other week, and he was saying that they had not reduced the population enough, and they need to, they're going to have to. First thing I started thinking about was you distracted the people by fighting. You got the people watching y'all fight when they don't even realize what you're fighting for, what you're trying to accomplish, what they trying to accomplish. They on some other shit right now. He on some other shit. I don't know if he's trying to liberate us. All I know is I want to be in the Sarah, but I wanted to be in the Sarah with my family. I wanted my family and friends to witness it and see it. But when they flip that switch, I'm probably gonna lose a big portion of them. So my thing is, you know what? That's fine. I want to get out in the country as quick as possible. I want to get out of the city. I want to get away from the city because remember, our life is pretty much been a movie. And a lot of the movies that they come out with, they really low key telling you, this is what we're working on. We want to see how it's gonna play out, how it's gonna act. See, I told y'all before Kool-Aid came. I told y'all they did a test run to see if all of the processes and everything that they had laid out to handle a pandemic or epidemic or an infection or whatever, they got a book on it. And they wanted to do a dry run, like a dress rehearsal and see what's gonna happen. Will everything flow like it should be? And they did a test run and they dropped it off in Chicago. We talked about it. We went to the underground, the bosses, the people that were part of the boss team. We went in the underground and I shared that shit with y'all. Y'all saw it firsthand. And then we watched them make changes. We watched Barack make changes to the playbook after that. So now here we are. Now, you got people, threatening to slang and drop some stuff over here. What can you do? All I know is that when whatever button is activated and the graphene oxide that was in the Kool-Aid takes effect, it'll be real zombie land out here, for real, for real. And if you don't know, if you haven't studied it, if you haven't researched it, you're not going to be ready because you don't know what you're getting ready for. You can say that again. We are living in the movie. Absolutely. And so what's going to end up happening is that's what I thought. Now this is better. Um, what's going to end up happening is a lot of innocent people that try to stand strong and stay true and stay away from the Kool-Aid, they're going to lose their life because they didn't believe fat meat was greasy. So I don't know. Let's change to a different note because I'm sober right now and I don't want to cry. Cardi B and Offset. Now hang on. No, they are not back together. They're not back together. However, it was very interesting to see them sit on the same couch within a fingertip of each other with the kids on their lap, and they were cordial. Like, I tried to say it was an old video from 2 years ago, but Blossom ain't been here 2 years, so that didn't hold true. It was really nice to see. It's nice to be able to see parents break up, fall out, go their separate way, but find a way to be able to get along with each other for the sake of the kids. Um, I don't think people know how hard Cardi B got it. You understand? I believe Cardi still has love for Offset, no matter how bad he cheated on her and how he treated her. I know they kids still love him, but for her to have to tell him that he can come there to visit them on Valentine's and sit and chill and they be able to sit and play and not argue and fuss and fight, that is an amazing feat. And she's in the middle of a tour. She just had to pull a whole 100 million out of her own pocket to finish her tour. Now she got to bust her ass to try to make it all back, not just for her but for the label as well. So, and we still waiting to see if she pregos or not with Homeboy's second child. We still waiting to see. So, I commend her. I commend her very much on that. She went to see her grandma in Dominican. Her grandma is very, very old, but looks very, very good, and that's because she's over there eating food that is not tainted and poisoned, unlike what we eating over here in America. And we stuck. We don't have a lot of a choice, but whatever. Um, who else did I see that I thought was doing pretty good? Stefan really going through it right now. Nobody has picked him up. He's got several active lawsuits on him right now. He has 3 new babies coming this year. Ain't that some? Carter don't even realize she beat the clock. She got out just in time. Otherwise, ain't listen. He was gonna bleed her dry. She don't even know it yet. He was there to help her heal and get over Offset. I don't think she was supposed to fall in love, but she can't help it. Now, she messing with another nigga already. She already messing with another nigga. And she dared the people to say who he was, so we ought to know in another week or two they're gonna be done found him and identified him. When I caught a video of her going in the building with him, but the way he was facing, we couldn't see his face. I was looking in the windows trying to catch a reflection. I couldn't catch it. It's gonna take her a minute, but they're gonna find out who he was. Plus, she texting him in public trying to sneak test, and that don't never work. So we'll see. Um, did you hear what Ray J said? No. Wait. What he said to Snoop Dogg, are they into it? What he say, Sassy? Cause Ray J barely holding on by a string and a prayer. Allegedly, his health about to take him out, so he really shouldn't be doing saying shit to nobody. He need to get someone to sit down. What did he say to Snoop Dogg? Are they fighting? I know you probably typing. I'm waiting on you to type it in there, girl, cause I did not know. I'm definitely waiting on you to tell me. What did he say, girl? And Snoop Dogg, we ain't even get on Snoop. Snoop, Calvin Broadus, I cannot remember if his name was on the hit list or not, but we definitely know that he is tainted because of how quick he came up, and I believe it was his grandmama that was sacrificed, but that's neither here nor there. Sass, I'm waiting on you to tell me what Ray J said to Snoop now. He told him he was the new Suge Knight. What that's supposed to mean? Oh, Snoop a bully now? I don't know what that's supposed to mean. And ain't Suge dead? Didn't Suge Knight die or no? Girl, don't even get me started. I don't know what that means. He was the new. He told him he was the new Suge Knight. Ray J supposed to be the new Suge, and Ray J ain't shit. That nigga heart about to give out on him. He barely holding on. He better shut up. And Snoop, and if y'all ain't noticed by now, Snoop and Martha, they've been tied at the hip now for quite a number of years. Like, I'm about to listen. I believe he might be her dealer, but he's very much more than that. He is very much more than her dealer. It is much more to it than that. When they was at the Super Bowl, him and her was up in the room together, and I said, "Wait a minute now, damn it! Why every time I see this nigga, I got to see her ass? It's something else." Hang on, here I come. Suge Knight. Okay, he back. He's still locked up. Okay, yes, that's what it means. He's being a bully. He said he talked to all the cousins. Ooh. And I don't know why Ray J trying to start shit with nobody. Cause again, he's walking on a prayer. He barely holding on. His baby mama and his kids. I guess I should say his ex. Well, did they divorce? I don't even know if him and Princess are divorced or not. But they're not doing well at all. So he probably shouldn't be talking shit or start nothing with nobody. Oh wait, here go another comment. Hang on, my fingers are swelling. I had to take my ring off. Oh my God! Every time I turn around, it's something different. Hang on. He talked to Dad. He talked to Corrupt, and he named some more people that says Snoop is the new shit. He not giving them their money. Oh, well, well, Snoop. Snoop probably ain't gonna give them their money because he ain't got their money to give because he had to give so much of it to his fucking wife to keep her from divorcing his punk ass because she was about to leave. Oh yeah, she was about to leave. He was trying to keep wifey at the house on the payroll. Vito's new penny, the contact. Wait, Vito's new. Penny to contact him because they need to have a conversation. He don't care how he feel. He asked New what was she going to do to him. Tell him to contact him so that they can have a conversation because he's not right for doing that. He asked me what was he gonna do to him. Oh, you all right, Mama? You all right? I was trying to get it together. I was trying to read it right so I could sound. Girl, you know, for a minute they pushed Snoop out to the front of the line. At some point, something changed because Snoop is not in the front of the line anymore. Snoop has fallen back a little bit. He's still up there in the top bleachers, but he's not at the front of the line anymore. And I'm wondering if that's because he refused to do something. You know, baby girl almost lost her life again. Snoop's daughter. What's her name? The dark skinned one. Damn, I had her name on my mouth and it just slipped out. Anyway, she was sickly. Then she met a dude, got pregnant. She almost didn't make it behind the baby. Then the baby came, and then the baby was sick. I thought for a minute one of them wasn't gonna make it, and then I was gonna say, "Yeah, here's another sacrifice yet again." But they both made. Well, wait, the grandbaby didn't make it. I think. Didn't the grandbaby pass? Somebody passed. I can't remember, but not only did he sacrifice, was it his grandma or his mama, and then his son, baby, and now his daughter, baby. Okay, so she did die. So yeah, so it's been a little bit of going on, and I think. See, here's the thing. I see it. You only make one sacrifice. Everything else is a consequence. So I believe grandma was the sacrifice, Sassy. And I believe the son and the daughter baby were consequences. Cause nigga, you didn't do what we told your ass to do. You think we fucking playing with you? We done took the grandbabies. The next one gonna be one of your seeds. Now listen, I don't have no proof that this is true. That's just what I think. I forgot her name, but she had that baby and the baby. Yep. Okay, that's right. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. She was having some troubles, but then the baby came, but then it didn't make it. And I said, bam, that's another sacrifice. We keep telling your ass you gonna do what we say do, or we gonna make your life hell. But he ain't figured it out yet. But he drunk that tea to get where he was at. Now I don't know. I can't remember if I seen Carlos on the list, but you know I got the hit list on my phone. I can go check it. It's about 7 or 8 pages. But when I do that, I end up seeing some more people that I didn't know about or research name. I end up falling down the black hole, and I don't want to go down the dark hole right now. Actually, I'm trying to stop smoking everything. I'm trying to stop smoking gas, cigarettes, um, because I know I got respiratory issues and it's not working, and I'm thinking I need to change something. So I'm gonna try that starting effective immediately. I didn't get up last night and go like I said I was gonna go, um, and I didn't get up and go this morning. So we'll see. And then he was just at the Olympics. No, it made it for a few months. They let her keep that baby for a few months. Yeah, I believe it was a sacrifice. I really do. I'm not a sacrifice, a consequence. Grandma was the sacrifice, and everything else after that, I believe it was a consequence because he didn't do something that they wanted him to do. But hey, that's his life. He chose it. You know, God bless him. Who else was I gonna talk about? I think they said that Remy, Ma and her boyfriend broke up. Easy to block Captain, they broke up. Kylie Jenner's boyfriend, he ain't doing what she want him to do. He about to leave her. She don't know it yet. I think Black China's baby daddy Tiger, I believe he got locked up, or I know they kicked him out of some house he was in. He going through some stuff. He was having health problems for a little bit, then it got better. Now he done went and they done gave him a hair transplant, so now he got some hair. He don't have to be doing them man fronts and lace fronts no more. Well, I just want to get me some. Girl, I have been I've been having a lot of respiratory. My allergies be messing with me. A lot of coughing and my meds. I think some of my medications are too strong. I really need to go get them rechecked out or whatever. But I was just thinking, you know what? You can't even narrow down what could be the main problem because you're doing too much. And I said, well, in order to breathe, I really need to stop smoking. And every time I try to quit, something stressful happens, and I get up and go straight to the gas station, get me a pack of cigarettes. And I said I'm gonna have to stop doing that. I'm gonna have to find an alternative. So I think what I might do is I might just go up there and just grab some edibles. That way, if I'm having a stressful moment, I can pop an edible and keep on pushing. um, yeah, I had thought about putting me some plants, right? Getting me some plants and growing me some plants. I can't grow them outside because you can't grow those outside in the yard. You have to grow them in the garage, or our garage is filled up, so we can't do anything out there. And then I got to thinking, wait a minute. I have a dry area in the storage unit. Maybe I could set me up a little table in the storage unit and grow me some stuff in the unit, and then just take one weekend and go and harvest it. And maybe, I don't know, because that another reason why I want to kind of get away from that is because I feel like we have been attacked multiple ways. The people brought their sleeper cells over here. The people attacked our water filtration systems. The people at one point, if you remember, Sassy, they was attacking our power grids. They was hitting them power lines, power stations, and putting cities and states in the dark and shit. And so I felt like while they keep talking about Philly has an epidemic, I feel like they're gonna hit us where we least expected, which would be with that gas. So I'm kind of trying to, kill two birds with one stone. Y'all see something back the other day, and that's what they tell me, and they stop. Yes, yes. So I'm trying. It's not going to ease the crunch that I have for it when things get stressful, but I said I'm gonna have to find another way to deal with it. I don't know if that means going outside, walking in the parking lot, if that means eating fruits and vegetables. It's gonna have to be vegetables and not fruits because the doctors are already on my ass about the fruits being too sweet and how many to take, and how ain't gonna be no such thing as I can only eat 5 grapes. Bitch, if you give me a tree of grapes, I'm eating all of them. It ain't gonna be no only eat a quarter of an apple. You give me an apple, I'll slice that bitch, I'm gonna eat half of it. So me and the fruit, we're not gonna work out right because of the sugar. So it'll probably be best for me to go to the vegetable side of things. And because hydration is most important for me, um, I'm looking at eating watermelon, which I would have to test out because I've seen the people go to the grocery store and buy watermelon and it ain't watermelon. I don't know what the hell it is, but it ain't watermelon. And cucumbers. Cucumbers, excuse me, is a great source of hydration. Um, Up here, you have your average typical cucumbers. Then you have your Asian cucumbers. You have your Vietnamese cucumbers. You got your Taiwanese cucumber. You got all these. Hell, and I just figured I'd go buy one from every different ethnicity and come home and see how it fits and reacts to my body. That's how a lot of these Asians live so long, is what they eat. They eat a lot of greenery. They eat a lot of, what is that green stuff? It ain't kale. What was I'm trying to call it? It's green. It's not kale. Oh my God, I can't think of it right now, but I'll tell it to you. They eat a lot of different vegetables and stuff, and it cleans out the system. If you're a smoker, broccoli and garlic should be your best friend because that helps your respiratory and your endocrine system and stuff. I've done the research, but I don't have the willpower. I just don't have the willpower to eat different, eat healthy, and all of the things. I don't, and I'm trying to do better, but it is what it is. That part, that shit get on my nerves. Just saying, only eat this minute. Right, right. Bitch, do you want me to eat it or not? Because if you tell me to eat it, you can't turn around and tell me how to eat it, how many to eat, how much to eat, or when to stop eating. Now, you got to figure out, make up your mind what you want to do. So it's just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to get with them cucumbers. In the end, I got to thinking, okay, I can get with some cucumbers, some onions, and tomatoes, and just make me a little onion salad. Add a little vinegar in there and have, cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes. We used to eat those little, I don't know what kind of salads they called them when I was a kid, but we used to eat that, and she would put a little vinegar in a little bowl and cut up some pieces and put in there with some salt and pepper. And I figured I would start eating those, but um, my office, they so funny acting. As soon as they smell onions, they was like, I smell onions. So that's a cue to me that they don't like it. It's aggravating them. It's a bother to them or whatever. And I had said I wasn't going to pay attention. I didn't give a damn. I was going to eat them regardless. But then I got to thinking and I said, why don't we try something a little bit different? Why don't we make our concoction, cucumbers, onions, and tomatoes, put it in a Ziploc bag, and with some salt and pepper, add a little bit of vinegar, shake it up, and then close the bag and let it sit and marinate. And before I eat the vegetables, open the bag just a teensy weensy bit and drink the vinegar out. Because mind you, vinegar is also good for you. You should be taking a teaspoon of vinegar in the morning and the nighttime, but it's so strong if you don't dilute it, it can really burn your throat. It can burn, it can cause you problems. So you have to be careful with it. But I had said maybe I'll try that. Vinegar will help eat a whole bunch of that extra shit, fat and stuff that's sitting in your stomach that's just a nuisance to your body. Vinegar snatch all of that out, take all of that out your way. So I'm thinking, and maybe I can just drink the vinegar juice out of the sandwich bag, and then that way the onions won't be so loud and prevalent in the office so that people start complaining about it. Yep, them cucumbers, tomatoes, and onion salad. Yes, that was the bomb. You remember, huh, Sassy? Girl, with some salt and pepper. Yes, baby, that was the business. So, yeah. So, and plus, if I'm going to have to get away from meat because y'all making it on a printer or y'all making it from plants and lettuce, then yeah, tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions would probably be my best go-to. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, my Mexican friend, my coworker, I told her we've been doing a lot of, well, we eat together every day, every week, pretty much. But the other day, I had her to make me some shrimp ceviche. And I don't know the name of the red stuff that she put in there, but whatever it is, it's the same red stuff that they put in the michelada, which is an alcoholic drink. This ceviche wasn't like the last ones that she made. The last one that she made was banging. This one was really good. It was really, really meaty, but it didn't have as much as that red stuff that was in there. So anyway, I told her maybe we should do better on an eating diet, but I know that she specializes or has a preference in spicy things, and I don't do spicy at all. So I don't know if we're gonna really end up coming together on that part, but I figure if I bring us some tomatoes and cucumbers and onions, that at least she might eat some of the cucumbers and tomatoes, because pico de gallo is also a favorite of mine, which is tomatoes, onions, and cilantro, with some lemon juice and stuff. So that is also a favorite of mine that I don't mind eating. But we definitely going to have to change the eating. And while everybody talking about those the horrors of straits over there where they done blowed up, now can't no ships get through to bring nothing. They talk about the GDP and how we'll start having food shortages and all of the things. But listen, I know the world is telling me that that's a bad thing that they shut down that strait, right? But when I try to look at the positive side of it, maybe that was God's will that they shut down the strait. Because you guys are saying they won't be able to bring food and supplies and this, that, and the other. But we also don't want them to bring over contaminated food, food that's been messed with, food that they'll bring over here and the people will supply to the world. They'll eat it and drop like flies. So it's always a good and a bad way to look at things. And every time something bad happens, I try to look at the good side of it. When something good happens, I try to be aware of the bad side of it, just so that I can have a better view, a better picture of what I'm looking at, if that makes sense. It's called tahine. I don't think I spelled it right, but I know what you're talking about. No, tahine is what is that pepper stuff they put around the salt. If you get like a margarita or something, and for me, I like salt around the rim of my glass. But they have some drinks they put tahine around the rim of the glass, and that is spicy. This here is like the red stuff I'm talking about with the ceviche is almost like a tomato sauce of sorts, almost, but it's sweet. It's not a V8. It's not that. I've had a V8 before. V8s are not bad. It's actually a V8 is really salty. It's just tomato juice basically with salt in it. Um, but hey, who knows? Maybe it could be the V8. Now that we're talking about it, I think I'm going to get me a can of it tomorrow and see how can I incorporate that into my diet. But yeah, that tahine, that's spicy. I don't do spicy at all. But that shit, it made it a little bit more sweet. It had a kind of like a sweet taste to it, but she didn't put it in this batch. So I don't know. I don't know, but it's okay. But yeah, like I say, weakness is my food. And I don't know about nobody else, but if the enemy was trying to get me, that's exactly how he could get me. If he was to mess with the food, the stash of food, I would fall prey every single time. So while everybody is upset about the Straits of Horus being closed over there, I mean, I guess I'll feel it with the rest of the world come September when we ain't got no food. But again, I've been asking for years for you guys to make sure you stock up, stock up, stock up. Can good, can good, can good. Stock, 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 stock. So for those people who have been stocking up, who got their deep freezers full, who got their generators, who got all of their stuff ready when September comes, they're not going to be as affected as others because they have been planning, they have been stocking up, they have been preparing for this day to come. Now, what they will have to be worried about is other people trying to run up in their place and take their food. That's what they will have to be worried about. But for the most part, yeah. The people are now out here talking about how Beyonce is acting and how she is moving with Jay-Z being on the front line and with all of the files. They talking about how Spotify and all of these different platforms that he was a part of are not doing well in terms of stock. and subscribers and people that are listening to the platform. They're saying all of this is going downhill. Right before I came live, I saw a post about a black man who was the man that came up with the design of the little super soaker gun that you put water in and you have fights at the pool with. And they said that after 20 years, they just cut his check for $73 million in royalties from that gun. And I thought, why is it that he couldn't get his check for 20 years? Why? But, you know, that's neither here nor there. We're going to, I got to get online and get some stuff together. I'm actually going to have to pull my one of these laptops out and dust the cobwebs off, um, so that I can stream and show y'all some things. I think it's some websites that we need to be checking on for money that a state has for you, but they don't know how to reach you. They don't know where you are to tell you to come and get it. I'm going to share those links with you guys so that you can check your prospective states, whatever state you used to live in, whatever state you're currently living in. Check in with those people, claim your money, submit whatever you got to submit so that they can give you your cheese. We don't want the state taking none of our stuff, so we need to do that. Did you hear about her mama selling that gumbo at the radio? Who mama? Selling gumbo at the rodeo in Texas? Who mama, girl? I ain't heard. I didn't even look. I ain't know nothing about no rodeo in Texas. The last thing I heard about something that happened in Texas, and I'm not even sure if it was Texas or Atlanta, but that Jasmine Crockett woman, her bodyguard, they done shot and killed him. I guess because he pulled the gun out on the police. That's the last thing I heard. Beyonce, what? You talking about Tina Knowles was selling gumbo at a rodeo? Girl, what? Ah, Tina can sew clothes, but I ain't gonna say she no cook. Girl, was the gumbo good or not? Was it good? How much was she selling the gumbo? Let me guess, $125 a bowl. Was the gumbo good, girl? Did the people buy it? Did the city, the food commission come and shut it down, girl? Where it happened? No, I ain't heard nothing about the gumbo in Texas. Oh my God, Tina done divorced her husband, so she back single again. Now she out here trying to make $1 out of 15 cents, as though Beyonce's hair products and her the clothes and stuff she was sewing wasn't good enough. Girl, what's really going on? Tina, get somewhere and sit down, child. Mm, mm, mm. How much was the people that reviewed it? Wait, wait a minute. How much was the people that reviewed it? Was nasty. They was throwing up. Oh, girl. Now, see, Tina done got in on the wrong end. Beyonce gonna be big mad about that because she don't want you to do nothing that's gonna upset the people that had them talking about it. One man was eating it and he said, "Oh, it's good." Then he started throwing up. Mm-mm. Now, who gonna have to be the one to pay out of pocket for them lawsuits? Cause you know, any kind of way, girl, I got questions. Now, if Tina Knowles' name was tied to the gumbo, Tina Knowles is the one that's gonna get the lawsuits. Who is gonna pay the lawsuits, girl? The cheapest bowl was $25, and you know, here's the thing: seafood is expensive already, right? So for me, when you say gumbo, I instantly think about shrimp, sausage, right? Crab, And in some cases, they may have mussels and scallops. There, I also think of chicken because I have an aunt that would put chicken wings in gumbo. Okra, rice, or roux. They have to make a roux. So seafood is expensive. So when you start talking about gumbo, it's not going to be cheap. The same way they doing these boil in the bags, seafood boils, it's not cheap. The seafood is going to be expensive. Then you got to add on the labor, and then to come up with a good profit margin. So $25 is not bad, but I don't see how that can be the cheapest plate because if I'm going to sell you some gumbo for $25, it must be a kid-sized bowl with one crab leg in it, two shrimps, one sausage, and the rest rice. That's all $25 gonna get you. Like, oh girl. One girl that I watch that does reviews all the time, she was there, she live in Texas. She bought she bought the $25 opponent. She said that she was nasty. So Tina out there just trying to take the people money just because. Why she take her ass to Texas messing with them people on some gumbo? Why she didn't do that shit up in Atlanta or New York, wherever the hell she living at? Girl, the chicken was shredded chicken that you used for shredded chicken. No, sassy. Not shredded chicken in the gumbo, girl. Girl, that's a mess. So now I'm curious, what brand name was this gumbo being sold under? Because if it was sold under the name of Tina Knowles, girl, that is going to be bad, bad, bad. Beyonce is not going to like that at all. She's not going to like that at all. Because Tina is associated to Beyonce, so if it was a crash and burn, Beyonce gonna be upset. Beyonce is gonna be upset. Child, Lord have mercy. Mm, 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 mm. What a mess. And I'm still trying to figure out what's wrong with Beyonce's legs. Because if you think about it, think back to the Carter tour, right? Beyonce just got off tour doing the Carter tour. And if you think about her tour, what stood out to you that was kind of awkward? I'll tell you what stood out to me. She kept on thigh-high boots the whole concert, from state to state to state. It was boots, 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 boots. Something was going on with Beyonce's legs that she didn't want the world to see. I don't know if it was scars from surgery. I don't know if it was wrapped up, or I don't know what her thing was, but I noticed she kept thigh high boots on everywhere she went. I don't know. That was weird to me. But in Cardi B, bless her heart, she just falling all over the stage. Everywhere she goes, she falling off the chairs, tripping and falling, slipping and falling, tumbling and falling. She just falling, bless her heart. But she's trying her best to give everything she got to these people because she knows she cheated us for 7 years with no fucking concert, no tour. So she should have came out of her pocket with 100 million. She should be tripping and slipping and falling and bouncing all over the place. She should be going somewhere and getting some of that ass took out because that is way too much for her little bit of frame, and she's not gonna make it when she get older if she try to hold on to that bullshit. It'll be amazing to see. Mark my words. Today is March 14th, about to be March 15th or something like that. 15 back to 16. Either way, uh, when Cardi go and take some of her ass out, I'm gonna be waiting to see if it becomes a trend. Will all of the girls start going and taking out some of their ass to come back to a more natural look or to save and preserve their health? Because I was shocked the girls didn't do it when Angela did. When Black China went and got all her shit took out, I just knew the people was gonna start running and taking their stuff out. But She did it the right way. She started exercising, then she went and had the surgery, then she recovered from the surgery, and she went back to the gym and exercised and toned all her shit up. So she looks so much better now, natural, than she did before, but there's still residual stuff in her body. So who's to say she won't have health problems going forward, but she's got the majority of it out, so she should be better off, than what she was. Go look at my community wall right now. I just posted the pictures of her mama. Girl, let me see. I don't think it's gonna let me. If I leave, it may cut me off. But that's all right. I'm gonna look at it. I'm finna end this live now so I can go look at it. Plus, I got to go get some more of the receipts, and I got to get one of these laptops so I can come up here and start showing you guys some of the pictures and images and the videos and stuff that I'm seeing. And on a few of these, because that's not something that I've done in the past, is I try not to share videos with you guys because I don't want copyright. But I've I have learned a few tricks, and that is, um, if I want to share something with you, share the audio. Don't share the video and the audio together. Black out the screen and share the audio and let y'all listen. And in that way, it'll save me a little bit from copyright strikes. So, but I am going to your wall right now, and I'm gonna leave a comment on over there for you too, Sassy, when I get there. But girl, I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna go ahead and start a load of clothes or whatnot, and then I'll get over there and check on your wall and see what's going on, baby. And then I'll share a few other things for y'all. Thank you for coming, Sassy. I appreciate you for hanging out with me, boo. And we'll talk later. Ciao, Bella.